Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Ortiz, and I'm presenting my Matlab project. What I designed is a gravity determining free fall calculator. What the calculator determines is this amount of time it will take you in seconds to hit the ground from any height that you wish to input. The reason I originally designed this calculator was to help people who are trying to jump out of airplanes and do performances or tricks, and to help people who were trying to do interplanetary travel to determine how long it would take one of their projects to hit the ground on any type of gravity. And so I've incorporated a gravity bar and a distance input, so people can input the distance that they're going to be starting the free fall from, and they can input the um, gravity of that planet, which was the original reason I designed this for in the first place, was for interplanetary travel. So now I'm going to bring up my MATLAB code to show you what I what my project is. And so here we have my code, and I'm going to bring up the guide GUI first to show you what I did. So right here, we have the height in meters. This is where you're going to enter the distance that you want to travel. And right here, it's going to give you the feedback. The feedback is going to be 2 times the distance. And that's because that's what it takes to calculate the time in seconds of the free fall rate for that body. The next thing I have for the input is going to be the gravity adjustment. Gravity adjustment bar starts at 0 because 0 is going to be when you're in space, 0 gravity, and you can either go to Earth's gravity or double Earth's gravity. I didn't design it to go as high as triple or 4 times of Earth's gravity because I feel like that isn't going to be possible as of yet, but I can incorporate it into future models of the calculator. Over here is going to give you the input of the gravity exactly as you put it in. And once you hit the execute button, what it's going to do is it's going to calculate it into the free falling body equation. Pretty much what that equation is it's going to be 2 times the distance. That's why you have 2 times right here where it says static text. And it's going to be divided by the gravity. And you have to square root all that. And once you execute it, the result will come out right here. On this axis, it has a graph that shows you the time it took from start to finish. The reason I placed this graph there was to have people being able to see the different free fall times that were going to be incorporated with the different distances, so they can actually determine if they need more time to be in the free fall or if they need less time to be in the free fall. Which is very beneficial if you're trying to jump out of a plane and do multiple tricks, or if you want to have a piece of your equipment fall over your aircraft at a certain height, and for you to be able to determine the time it would take for that object to hit the ground from the height you're dropping it from. And so now I'm going to run the program so you guys can see the project in action. So here's my calculator. The distance I usually like to start at is 20,000 feet. So I started at 20,000 feet. So the calculator automatically calculates it to 40,000 feet, and that's because of the equation it needs to be put it into. And then my gravity adjustment, you can go all the way up to 19.6, which is double of Earth's gravity. But we're just going to do Earth's gravity for today. There you go, 9.8. And this execute button is going to divide 40,000 by 9.8 and square root it to give you the actual time in seconds it's going to take for that object to free fall. So here we have 63.6 seconds. So it's going to take you about 1 minute to fall 20,000 feet, which is really scary, but it's really fast. But you got to remember that this doesn't take into account any variables that we would encounter here on Earth, like resistance from um, any types of wind currents or resistance from your clothes. We doesn't take into account drag. It wouldn't take into account if you have a parachute opening and slowing you down. This is just for a free fall object going straight down from the distance you put in without interference and without any other variables interfering with that free falling body. And that's pretty much the bulk of it. The code was really, really involved. There was multiple different equations I had to program in. I had to connect multiple strings just to make this work. It took me a while, but I was able to incorporate everything to finally successfully get the graph that I wanted to get and the numbers and the times that I actually wanted this to compute for me. And that's pretty much it. My project did want to be a lot more incorporated, but to determine the equations for those variables were almost impossible. And so this is just the prototype. And hopefully in the future, I will be able to understand MATLAB a lot better, and I will be able to successfully upgrade this calculator. And thank you for watching my presentation.